Good afternoon, everybody. This is Adrienne Montgomery with ERP VAR. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to join us. We're going to be talking about Acumatica today, accelerated artificial intelligence and predictive analytics, along with shipping and payments. Today, I'm joined by Tony Levy. He's a VP of Product Development over at UBIX. Starship, Matt St. John, he's the sales executive. And Maya Green, he's partner over at VIP Integrated Payments. A little bit about the companies prior to getting started here. UBIX is a data science platform designed to allow business users and subject matter experts solve complex analytical problems without relying on data scientists. UBIX manages the complete AI lifecycle by automating and scaling all the key tasks across the end-to-end data and analytics pipeline within Acumatica. And UBIX helps Acumatica ERP users of all skill levels contribute to the development of AI applications at scale. And Tony's going to elaborate on that in his presentation. And V Technologies was founded in 1987. They provide multi-carrier shipping software that connects your warehouse to the front office. They have very strong partnerships with dozens of parcel and LTL carriers over the years. FedEx, USPS, UPS, OnTrack, and on the LTL side, Holland, UPS, YRC, Old Dominion, and several regional carriers like Pitt, Ohio. They have a very strong integration with Acumatica, Dynamics GP for years, Sage, QuickBooks, SAP Business One, Epicor, and Syspro. They also have integrations with e-commerce platforms like Amazon, eBay, Magento, Shopify, and WooCommerce, and Matt's going to go into great detail about that. And VIP is a leading provider of integrated payment technology solutions to North American merchants. They differentiate themselves because of their strong strategic partnerships, and they don't offer just one integrated payment solution. They look at the business model and see which integrated payment solution will deliver the best return for each customer. So they're unique in how they approach to payments. They provide a broad suite of end-to-end payment solutions, and they have US-based, very personal customer support. Their solutions are offered through a diversified network of partners, and they have built these very strong alliances over more than 25 years of combined experience by integrating and developing the relationship as part of their drive to help all of their partners succeed and grow. A little bit about the workflow here. We're going to be talking about how UBIX uses advanced analytics to unlock business value from the front office to the back office, and how that data goes back in, is extracted from Acumatica to leverage for the UBIX users, and how Starship will take shipping information from the warehouse and decide what the best carrier is based on all the rules of the shipment, where the customer resides, the dimensional weight, etc. And VIP Integrated Payments will select the best credit card processing rate for the given transaction with all the details of the order. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Tony, who's going to kick it off with UBIX. Thank you, Tony.
Welcome. On behalf of UBIX, let me just say that we are thrilled and excited to be here today in partnership with ERP VAR, V Technologies, and VIP to describe how companies can add new capabilities to Acumatica to unlock business value in these turbulent times. As Adrienne said, think of UBIX as a data science and AI platform designed to help business users and domain experts such as business analysts, financial analysts, demand planners, inventory analysts, and production planners solve analytic challenges that were never possible before, fast, reliably, and affordably. This is the next big wave for mid-market companies in all industries and geographies. So why is this important? Why now, and why UBIX? The short answer is unprecedented volatility, uncertainty, and risk. In a world where demand for products is uncertain, supply is at risk, and input commodity prices are highly volatile, every company needs new tools and disciplines to anticipate and shape business outcomes more effectively. Now, traditional ERP and reporting tools alone cannot address the analytic opportunities that exist from the front office to the back office, as illustrated on the left side of this diagram, from customer analytics and demand forecasting to production and procurement. UBIX extends Acumatica to empower business users to address these high-value analytic challenges with data science and advanced analytics. Now, for those of you that are VARs in our audience today, we want to partner with you to target mid-market companies. We offer an aggressive VAR program to help you grow revenue with low overhead, 40% margin, 25% renewal bonus, and automated onboarding for you and your customers are just some of the features designed to reward you for productivity and business growth. Now, modern business systems like Acumatica are already providing flexible, on-demand digitization of core business operations, driving digital transformation. With the advent of artificial intelligence, organizations can now analyze unprecedented volumes of data from disparate sources faster, continuously, and cost-effectively to drive new insights throughout the enterprise. We call this the era of intelligent business, where AI-enabled processes and applications tap into both internal and external data sources to generate new insights, new foresight that drive intelligent action for strong business impact. As a data science platform, UBIX manages the end-to-end AI lifecycle and bridges the gap between business users and data scientists. While other AI platforms focus on data scientists, UBIX focuses on domain experts such as business analysts, financial analysts, demand planners, and more. We believe that until the domain expert is brought into the analytics process early, AI will not be abundant, reliable, and cost-effective. With UBIX, companies can leverage Acumatica and existing infrastructure, combine both internal and external data, such as commodity index, weather, to generate new insights. Specifically, our platform ingests and assembles internal and external data. We enable business users to build analytic solutions to put into production, and these solutions then create new interfaces and new inferences and predictions, and pass these to the appropriate end user applications. This way, AI-enabled processes and applications can be built quickly and cost-effectively to deliver timely, reliable foresight. We want to help companies become smarter without hiring more people. UBIX is a general-purpose data science platform. As a result, we address any number of data types and use cases from the front office to the back office. Here we list a few examples. Sales pipeline conversion modeling is about analyzing the data in a company's sales pipeline. Perhaps they're using a Salesforce automation tool, or more likely, simply a spreadsheet to store these data. By looking at customer interactions and various attributes of sales opportunities, we can build models that predict the likelihood to convert a sales opportunity into a win or a loss or no deal. This can help companies' sales and marketing teams prioritize their actions to increase win ratio and optimize sales and marketing resources. With accounts receivable collections analytics, a company can model customer attributes such as firmographics and payment history to infer the likelihood that one of its customers who has missed a past due invoice to pay in the next period. By segmenting customers, the accounts receivable team, the AR team, can optimize resources to improve collections and reduce collection costs. For instance, segment C is unlikely to pay. These can be sold to an outside collections agency. Segment B may pay. These are sent phone calls. And segment A is very likely to pay. These are sent emails. Now, demand forecasting is the most basic of use cases for the majority of hard goods companies, whether a manufacturer or a distributor or a retailer. By analyzing order history as well as external factors, one can create a more reliable demand forecast by period, by SKU, by channel. Imagine what a 30% improvement in forecast accuracy can do for a company in reducing working capital requirements. Commodity procurement analytics is about using internal procurement data combined with external commodity index data to create a more reliable commodity price forecast. And when combined with demand, the ability to make better procurement recommendations. 3 to 5% procurement savings drops right down to the bottom line. Asset monitoring and predictive maintenance is about monitoring sensor data from manufacturing equipment to detect anomalies and predict failures. This leads to improved uptime and availability in order to optimize plant throughput. These are just a few examples of how data science and AI and advanced analytics can help your customers unlock business value. Now, let me share with you an example we're currently pursuing with a customer. This is a $200 million a year meat processor based in the Midwest. They convert beef, pork, and turkey proteins into various products for sale into two markets. The first is the restaurant market, which has experienced a significant decline during the pandemic. And the second is specialty food, retail, and distribution market, which is seeing significant growth. A new CFO joined the company 3 years ago to drive digital transformation. He replaced their legacy ERP and then started to build out an analytic foundation using Snowflake as a data lake and Power BI as the analytic workbench. This is when we met the CFO. He told us that their number one business challenge is coping with input commodity price volatility. He said, look, my company's caught in the middle. On the one hand, we buy proteins on the open market. On the other hand, large retailers are putting pressure on us for price. He wants to use analytics to help his procurement team make better buy decisions. And he recognized that his current analytic foundation is missing a critical component that's not available through the ERP system itself, namely a data science platform to combine internal procurement data with third-party commodity price index data to create models that forecast commodity prices going forward. The output of UBIX will feed both the reporting layer in the ERP system as well as Power BI as their analytic workbench. We're pursuing two use cases with this customer. The first use case will create a reliable commodity price forecast using third-party USDA data and historical internal procurement data. In the second use case, we will tackle the demand forecast to create a more reliable demand forecast. And once we have quantity from the demand forecast and price from the price forecast, we can then make a more reliable procurement or quantity times price recommendation. And as you can see, the business value is significant. For this company, a 3-cent savings per pound in procurement price is worth $1 million in annual procurement savings. This drops right down to the bottom line. It underscores that the ROI in advanced analytics is substantial. This case study underscores the reason that AI and advanced analytics is so important today, in these times where volatility, uncertainty, and risk are increasing. Advanced analytics can unlock significant business value for companies. At the heart of our strategy to deliver value quickly and affordably to mid-market companies is our solution library. Through our own efforts and those of our partners, we have access to hundreds of analytic solutions in a range of industries from retail and industrials to energy, financial services, and other. Many of these were built and have been in production for over 20 years. If one of your customers, if you're a VAR, use cases can already be addressed by one of our models, then the implementation effort is very low and the time to value is very fast. We monetize these models and sell them for an annual subscription fee that ranges in price depending on the value they unlock. We encourage those of you that are VARs to build models, and we then can collectively monetize them through a rev share agreement where we both win. Revenue sharing with partners allows UBIX and its partners to benefit through the library's ability to drive significant land and expand opportunities. For instance, you can start by addressing demand planning opportunities. And then take a look at global capacity planning to make sure we have enough capacity to meet that demand. And then at the plant level, production planning to make sure we can fill that demand on the due dates. And then address safety stock levels in the warehouse, logistics across the total supply network, address procurement challenges as we discussed in the prior case study, and even predictive maintenance of equipment on the shop floor. The opportunity to radiate and create more value is endless. Now, demand planning is a great place to start in all hard goods industries, from manufacturing to distribution and retail. Human judgment alone cannot cope with volatility, uncertainty, and risk. And traditional statistical forecast methods, largely based on history, are adequate at handling fast-moving items, but don't work in complex, volatile demand patterns. Demand is impacted by external drivers such as local weather forecast data, foot traffic data, local demographics such as age, income levels, ethnicity, consumer tastes, and social media. Our solution uses data science to combine external and internal data. It avoids overfitting the data by minimizing or pruning out factors that have little to no impact on demand. The solution can apply data science not only to a product store or channel level, but also at different levels of aggregation, such as product and region, with flexible groupings. The value opportunity is significant. Imagine the reductions in working capital if companies could improve forecast accuracy by 10 to 40% and increase inventory turns by 10 to 20%. In fact, we're so confident of our ability to add value in demand planning that we're offering a complimentary 2-week demand forecasting assessment for companies right now, where we intake sales order history data, run it through our models to generate and deliver a demand forecast that looks out 4 weeks, along with key insights and recommendations. Now, for those of you that are VARs, data science and AI is the next big wave. The opportunity to unlock business value for your customers is significant. We want to partner with you to realize this opportunity, and we have designed an aggressive VAR program to make it worth your while. Up to 40% margin retention with every sale, 25% year-over-year renewal bonus, 6 months of free pre-sales and post-sale support at no cost, additional revenue from UBIX solutions, access to additional clients and expansion, and as you build a breadth of services around AI and data science that can complement your services around ERP, we've automated the onboarding of customers and partners to automate customer quotations and the onboarding of credentials and renewal tracking. Finally, if you're a VAR, we believe that, and you believe that the strategic application of analytics can help your customers gain greater speed, agility, and foresight in these turbulent times, then please reach out to Miles Mahoney, our CRO, to discuss our partnership program. We will have you review and execute the UBIX reseller agreement, identify 5 to 10 customers and co-host a lunch and learn with UBIX, engage with targeted customers jointly. We provide free pre-sales, sales, and service training, and then position high-value fast start solutions around key use cases such as the demand planning assessment we described earlier. So with that, I'll hand the microphone back to Adrian, and we'll answer questions during the Q&A session. Thank you.
So right now on my machine is the Starship program. Again, my name is Matt St. John from V Technologies, and really appreciate everyone taking their time for today's webinar. We all appreciate that. So again, on my machine is the Starship program, and one of the nice things with Starship, as a shipper, I can actually just work inside the Starship program. Starship is multi-carrier, multi-mode. So as Adrian was talking about earlier, we do integrate with over 24 carriers, and that's LTL, small parcel. We have e-commerce integrations with like Amazon, Shopify, WooCommerce, Magento, and we actually do integrate with a dozen other ERP systems. And kind of one of the nice things with Acumatica, they have a lot of, for example, with the e-commerce, that they can handle that. And you'll see inside of Starship, we have databases for things like international information. But again, a nice thing, Acumatica does store that, but just know with Starship, hey, we can pull that information from Acumatica, or as you'll see, Starship has its own database for a lot of that required information. Really with Starship, we're here to help streamline your shipping process. So the system can be set up, we're just simply data mapping fields from Acumatica. And so, we're here to automate things. We can simply take fields inside of Starship and point them to Acumatica fields. So when that order or shipment comes into Starship, as a shipper, I don't have to stop and click or type or, fill out any information. We really just want to bring it in, maybe do some item box detail if we're not using a WMS system, and get our weights, and then of course do live rate shopping, and then quick shipping process, receive our shipping documents, and move on to that next shipment. Keeping things very simple. So with Starship up top here, I can pull by sales orders, I can pull by shipment numbers. If you happen to pull by a sales order number, just know on write back, Starship will also automatically create the shipment record. Most of our clients, they do pull by the shipment. And here on my screen is a live connection to Acumatica, and here are all my shipments that I have inside of Acumatica. Now, when I want to select a shipment, I can type in the shipment number up top here. If it happens to be barcoded, I can simply use a wedge type scanner and scan that in, or of course down below, I can manually select orders. We can get into applying filters, we can sort by any of these columns. We even fully support batch processing where I could select as many orders as I like, click process selected. But for the demo today, we'll just grab one of these orders. I'll also pull an international order so you can see how that works. But with Starship, as you see, I selected my order. It's simply just bringing in all the shipment record and its order header as well as the line item detail information. So here is my source information, the shipment record, the sales order number. And Starship does fully support multiple companies, divisions, warehouses, branches, so on and so forth. Sender information, and normally it's going to be your company information. But of course, if you're doing blind drop shipments where, hey, maybe we have to show like it's coming from someone else, Starship fully supports that. And again, in my system, I just manually selected Tractor Supply Company, for example, but we could have that set up where Starship can look and we can point this address ID field to, say, a standard Acumatica field, or we can even look at attribute or custom fields. So again, as a shipper, I don't have to manually change the tractor and change it to Tractor Supply Company. Recipient information, of course, all the ship to. Starship can do address validation. We do validate zip+4, and that can automatically run. And if there was a difference, it would prompt my shipper, and they could select the correct address. Transportation, simply mapping in your ship via codes, telling Starship carrier, service, billing information. Third-party collect shipments, that can be automated as well, where it could come in, Starship will be set up. Yep, it's going UPS. I know it's third-party. We even have a database for the customer's third-party account info. So here is their address information. Maybe I have customers with multiple carrier account numbers. Again, I could set this system up where everything comes in, all the information is going to be populated. For third-party or collect shipments, we also validate the billing account number, so you're not going to send anything out with an incorrect account number. So I'll just change this back to prepaid so I can show you rate shopping. Shipment details, of course, just all our shipment options. Again, we could trigger this on this order. If I had insurance flagged inside of Acumatica, it would flow into Starship already flagged. We could set them as default. So here I'm always telling Starship, yep, use UPS's Quantum View, bring in this email address or multiple email addresses. And then I could also set it up where I only want to use the carrier email if there's a delay or an exception. With Starship, we do have our own e-notify program. I can show you that, but that's going to allow you to create your own custom email. So you could have your company information on that email. It's not going to be branded with the carrier's information. Now, the packaging tab, usually in a live environment, this is the first spot as a shipper I'm going to go to. So I'll bring it in, quickly go down to this packaging tab here, and this is where I can get into adding boxes. If it's an LTL shipment, of course, pallets. From here, if you are using a WMS with Acumatica, just know how you ever define the shipment on the handheld device, that's how it will flow into Starship. Here, I'll just manually build this, but with Starship, we also support packaging scenarios. So I could always tell Starship, in this case, hey, this laptop always ships in a laptop box. Starship's automatically packaged it for me. Packaging scenarios are one item to either one box or multiple packages. Unfortunately, we can't do multiple items like, hey, Starship, the motherboard and the laptop always ship together. Kind of design it more for case packs so we can set quantity breaks as well. But if I needed to, I can add single packages here. If you do have a large order, this icon here is a repeat box function. So I can tell Starship, hey, I need 4 boxes, click OK. And as you see down below, automatically going to add those packages. I'll just delete them so we don't have a bunch of labels printing out. If we want to get an item box detail, it's simple drag and drop. So I can put that motherboard in that laptop box. And then the custom package drop down, also with that Acer laptop, that's just part of Starship database where you could actually set up if you have standard size boxes, bag bales, pallets, what have you. Now, quantities, weights, my system, I'm pulling all the weights from Acumatica. Of course, we integrate with scales, or I can manually type in the weight. And then next order bill weight, also know Starship will run dimensional calculations. So here with the two differences, Starship is now rate shopping this and will also send it to the carrier at the correct dimensional weight. Okay. So again, that's where we can get in that item box detail, add boxes, add pallets, set up our shipment. Line item detail, again, usually as a shipper, you're not going to have to click here. This is just a database where Starship can also start storing your inventory items. And again, Acumatica does a great job with this, but like some other ERP systems, they don't have spots for freight class, even the international information. But just know that all could be stored inside Starship. So here as a shipper, I don't have to stop and fill out any of that information. And then usually the last spot in a live environment, we roll down here and we do that live rate shopping. So Starship's returning your live contract rates, published list rates, ETAs. Applied charges is simply plus or minus any freight rules. So Starship can do flat rates, percentages, min-maxes, calculations. Again, those freight rules can be triggered by Acumatica fields or even Starship fields. And then with the rating, you can even automate that as well. So some of our customers do best way shipping, and they have a rule that tells Starship, hey, automatically select the least expensive carrier service. That way, as a shipper, I don't even have to worry about coming down here and making sure, hey, did we select the least expensive carrier or maybe the fastest? So again, Starship can automate that. When I'm ready to actually process a shipment, I can just click ship and process. Up top here, we have shortcut keys. We can also create a return label if that's required, if you need to send one with the original shipment. But once I click ship and process, what Starship will do is automatically start printing out your shipping documents in a live environment. Here in my system, I'm just PDFing everything so you can see them. And then also in my environment, I don't have a thermal printer. So this document I'm showing you is what we call our smart label. As you see, we'll just print a shipping label and packing list together. But most certainly we can send shipping labels to thermal printers. Packing list can also go to a thermal printer. Of course, it can go to a laser printer, or maybe you just want to save it as a PDF to a network share. So there's our information or documents for box 1, box 2. Our documents can also be customized. You can create actually unlimited templates. And then on each of those templates, you can assign printing rules. So here, because it's for Tractor Supply Company, Starship knows, oh yeah, I have to use this special packing list that has Tractor Supply Company's information and logo on it. Right? So we can have printing rules on each of those templates. And then for international shipments, here's all my required international documents. So the shipper's letter of instruction, all the new certificate of origins we do support, and even a commercial invoice. If this was an LTL, we could do bill of lading forms, pallet labels, but all the information automatically going to populate. And for example, here I've customized this one so it's signed, dated, ready to go. Now as a shipper, I don't have to stop, touch, fill out any of the documents. Once I click ship and process, again, receive my documents, Starship's just going to take me back to this main screen. And real quick, I'll just show you the right back inside of Acumatica. I'll just refresh. So here's the shipment we just processed. As you see now, it's confirmed, and I'll just drill down into it. On the right back, I'll go to shipping settings. So we're going to write back if you'd like, your contract rate, and then of course, freight price is what you're charging the customer. Again, plus or minus any freight rules. We can also do write back rules. So, hey, maybe the order came from a website. We already charged the customer for freight. We can tell Starship in that scenario, don't write back the freight price. And then in the packaging, if we're building the item box detail inside of Starship, as you see, reverse translate the box ID. Down below, it's going to show me what's in each package, of course, what I've shipped. Here's my tracking information, reference 1 and 2, up to you if you want to send back information there. And then we can also create a note, same thing, whatever information you'd like on the note, we can do that as well. So again, that's the write back. Real quick, other features with Starship, we do included with Starship, it does not require any additional shipping licenses or seats. The ability to rate shop from sales order entry. So we just add a sales Starship button inside of the sales order entry module. I'll just quickly open up a sales order so you could see that. But this is just going to open up a screen that looks just like Starship. So all that functionality I just showed you, you can do inside from sales order entry. So they can get rates, they can build the shipments, get the weights. Of course, they're not going to be able to actually process the shipment, but of course they can do live rate shopping. And then our dashboard program, just a simple reporting tool. Again, Acumatica does a great job with this, but if you need to, this is also included, does not require any additional user seats. But here I have a heat map. Maybe I want to see all my hot spots. We have a bunch of canned crystal reports. Of course, all my history, late delivery reports, applied versus contract. And then really quick, I'll just show you that e-notify program where I'm just going to my pending emails. And I'll just grab one of these really quick. But like I said, you can put your company information on there, even show them item box. Tracking information is going to be hyperlinked, so we'll send them back to the carrier's website. They could even include 2 packages. Normally the ETA would return at the demo account, so it doesn't return it. And with the email templates, same thing like the printing documents, you can do unlimited templates. And then on the templates, you can even assign emailing rules. So here I have a promo code, which of course you can hyperlink, send them back to your website. But maybe we only want that template to go to certain customers. Again, we could set up that rule. And of course, Starship would only send it to those customers. So again, really brief overview of Starship and the integration with Acumatica. Please feel free to reach out if you would like to do a deeper dive and a live demo. And with that, I'll just hand it back to Adrian so we can talk about credit card and capturing our payments.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. My name is Maya Green. I'm with VIP Integrated Payments. And the short story on VIP is we're independent payment service facilitators. Basically what we do is we are essentially consultants for your company for any ERP that they may have. We work with partners, end users to kind of give them the high level overview of what to look for. We do set up and service support most of the ERPs out there. Specifically today, we'll talk about Acumatica. We've done a lot of installs, payments installs of Acumatica, and we've been doing it, for a long time. So the beauty of us is we have multiple solutions that we can provide to you and your clients when it comes to payments for Acumatica. So we're not pigeonholing them into one. What we'll do today is we'll talk about some mistakes to avoid with credit card contracts. We'll also talk a little bit about us. And with that, we'll move on. So we'll talk a little bit about early termination fees, liquidated damages, rate negotiation, support your industry, equipment leasing, grossly overstated savings, 24/7 real-time support, and why to work with a payments consultant. So about us, we are leading independent facilitators of integrated payments. Again, what that means is that you have options. We don't work for anybody, we work for you. No payment solution is off limits when it comes to us. If you need them, we can bring them into the fold. We do offer a multiple platform model, meaning that, again, you can process on just about any platform. We do have some specific ones that we recommend and ones that we use for many reasons. We do provide an end-to-end suite of payment solutions. We've been in the industry and we've been doing this for over 25 years, developing partner relationships and integrating payments. The main thing is we really want to be the go-to consultants for you, for end users and partners, regardless of the ERP that you use. We are certified ETA payments professionals, and what that means is that we have taken an oath. It's essentially like a CPA for payments. So we take an oath to uphold, several strategies, and we actually, all of our guys are ETA certified. So that when you work with VIP, you're actually getting somebody that cares and somebody that's going to look after you. We believe in the highest level of service and support. I know a lot of people say that, but we try to prove it. We will support you and service your accounts even if they're not with us. We will support and service your clients' accounts even if they're not with us. Obviously, the goal is to earn the business at the end of the day, But if you're not going to process with us, we will still help you out. We will still take care of any of the issues that you may have. So we'll talk about early termination fee and long-term contracts. So in the industry, the standard is a 3-year term. You're looking at a 36-month term. A lot of times what will happen is that will actually renew for 1 year successive terms after that. Sometimes you'll get into contracts, if you don't read the fine print, that it will renew for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So you want to make sure that you definitely read the fine print. You're also giving the merchant service provider access to your merchant operating account, meaning you're giving them access to your checking account, your business checking account. So you want to make sure that you have somebody that you trust looking at these contracts. We can definitely do that for you. A lot of these contracts have the verbiage in there that the merchant waives any and all claims for loss or damage, meaning that they basically have the run of your checking account. They can charge you for whatever, and a lot of times you don't even notice it, but it tends to be tough to get those fees and debits back. What you want to look for in a merchant service contract is mutual indemnification. When you work with providers that provide one-side indemnification, really what you're doing is you're looking out for them. They're not looking out for you. So it's just really an insurance policy that you want to look for in that contract. Again, something that we can help you with. It just covers you on the back end if anything were ever to happen or you ever wanted to leave. Liquidated damages is basically, in a nutshell, whatever you're profiting for the company times the remaining months on the contract. And generally, they're baked in. A lot of times, they're not charging a lot, maybe $25 a month times the remaining months on the contract. As you can see in this, exclusivity is a form of liquidated damages. Essentially, what happens is if you stop processing with this company, they will charge you the full profit times the remaining months on the contract. And if they've paid for you to integrate or traveled or given you terminals, they will charge you for that too. It essentially leaves that open-ended, and it could end up being thousands of dollars. So look out for that. A couple of tips to negotiate low rates. Obviously, know the rates, the effective rates of your industry, and never provide your merchant statement up front. People are asking for it all the time, but what you want them to do is kind of put their best foot forward. We ask for the merchant statement too, but we have no problem giving the quote up front. That way there's a spot to work from. Always require an annual rate review, meaning that if you're with a provider now, hold their feet to the fire. Get them to review your rates. See if you can pound on them to get a better deal a year in, and then do it the next year. Never ever accept a tiered pricing structure. It's the least transparent form of pricing in merchant services. We can talk about that a little bit more if you have questions about it, and always request to work with somebody that's important, a manager, never just an account professional or an account executive. Never work with just them. You can start with them, but before you sign, talk with a manager, get their information, contact information, and all of that. That way you know that you have somebody to contact if things go sideways. Work with a consultant that knows your industry. And Acumatica does really well in these areas: wholesale, distribution, manufacturing, construction, services, chemical, food and beverage, and nonprofit. The way that we look at ourselves and the way that we want you to look at us, whether you're a partner reseller or whether you are an end user, is that we are an extension of your business. We're not VIP anymore when you hire us. We're your business and we're your payments guys. So feel free to reach out to us, use us as much or as little as you want, and we work for you. Equipment leasing. A lot of times in this type of payments environment, you don't need a terminal, but if you do, never ever lease them. It's an easy way for the credit card company to make money because there are a lot of terms that you don't understand. The terminals and leasing of terminals are generally offered by bad providers, people that, don't really have anything else to offer you and want you to be with them long term and paying them recurring revenue. Buy the equipment. Generally, it's inexpensive when it comes right down to it. Comparatively speaking, it's probably you're paying 100 times less than you would if you were leasing it. We offer free equipment for the clients that need it, or we do buy one, get one free if they need multiples. Just always steer clear of these gotchas and those, terms and conditions. Read the fine print. When you get a quote from a merchant service provider, what you're going to see a lot of times is grossly overstated savings. And what that means is there are a lot of ways for them to show you that you're going to save all this money, but at the end of the day, you want to be able to do the math on it. A lot of times what you'll see is nowadays, the level 3 savings is where people are saying that you're going to save the most money. And in this statement quote, you'll see that the majority of their cards went through at level 3. And that's never going to be the case. At the end of the day, you'll be lucky to get 20 or 30 if you do a lot of business to business, 20 or 30% if you do a lot of business to business that go through at level 2 and level 3 interchange. You want to work with somebody that provides a gateway that does interchange optimization. You also want to work with somebody that's not going to overstate the amount of level 2 and level 3 you're going to get, because when it comes out in the wash, you're going to be upset when you see that the savings isn't, $3,800 a month, and it really is more like $380 a month. It's still a savings, but it's disingenuous to say the least. Again, support is key. We do provide 24/7 base support at no charge. It's reliable, and that again is the cornerstone of our business. We will support you whether you're with us or not. We'll support your clients whether they're with us or not. We always give our direct information, and Tom and I are the owners of the company. We will make sure that you get to the right place. At the end of the day, that touch is always the best case scenario. People feel good about that, and we will make sure that you get pointed in the right direction. So payments consultants, which again is what we are, usually have the heart of a teacher. That's what we want. We want you to understand more than you did when you called us. We want you to understand how your business reacts and how it should take payments, what the most efficient way is to save the most money. We are a neutral party. We don't have a dog in the fight. We do want to work with you. We do want to work with your clients. But again, we're neutral. We want what's best for you, and that's what we've tried to build here. We will work to find efficiencies, savings, and gotchas, just like we were pointing out here, whether it's in the contract or whether it's in the actual solution itself. We're going to tell you the truth. If it's not something that can be done, we're going to tell you that. If it can be developed, we're going to point you in the direction of the people that can actually develop it. And that's what we have done, and that's what we pride ourselves on. And again, we offer multiple options when it comes to the payment services. We have multiple options for any type of payment that you need to run, multiple platforms, and we are going to put together the customized solution that best fits your needs and your client's needs. When it comes down to end users, again, feel free. It doesn't matter who you're working with. Give us a call. When it comes to partners, we do have a very robust partner, solution, and we definitely share in the revenue. We want to make sure that you guys understand that you are important. We also want you to know that we're there for your clients. We're there for you regardless of if it's our account or not. So with that, I will turn it back over to Adrian. If you guys have any questions, if you want a demo of the products that we offer to integrate into Acumatica, we'd be happy to do it. We can set it up around your schedule. Feel free to reach out. And again, here is the contact information for Tom and myself, or you could reach out to Adrian and we'd be happy to help you out. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, Maya. Everybody take care and have a great weekend.